Well, that was fucking rude. My first major issue with Facebook. I was talking and it just fucking crashed. Bye bye. Disappeared. Hmm. Not stellar. Let's try to finish this, shall we? So I left off with the special features. Let me get set back up here. Fuck you, Facebook, and your crap fucking streaming. Huh? What the fuck? So, all outward appearances, awesome box set. Now you got to get to the nitty gritty. Um, the transfers. I love Arrow, but I got to be honest. I've been having some problems with their audio lately. Um, it seems like there's single releases are mostly top notch. I've only come across one. I think it was Island of Death. Had terrible fucking mono audio. It was all very hissy and fucking noisy. No bottom end, all treble. Hard to fucking listen to. Um, that was, I think, my only single Blu-ray issue. Um, their box sets, when they release multiple movies at one time, I've found that the quality is not as high. Um, and I'm not talking about presentation. This is mainly audio, and I had some problems. I had some problems with these movies as well. The first two movies, Operation Titan and Portrait in Terror, audio's terrible on it. Very hissy, high end, no bass. I fucked with my surround sound forever, trying to find a good setting where I could hear the fucking dialogue and not like my eardrums weren't bleeding from the treble piercing them, and the noisy hissing sound. Um, I just didn't get there. I didn't get to a comfortable setting, and it was mostly I just had to turn it down. I had to turn it down. I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on with that. It seems to be kind of a reoccurring thing with Arrow, and it breaks my heart because I like Arrow, and I it's a shame to put out this kind of packaging and have subpar uh, transfers. The transfer, like I said, of Operation Titan is a mess. They cobbled that together from footage that they found, um, because I guess it was just hacked up and no one kept the original form of it. So that I can understand. It's cool just to be able to fucking see it, regardless of the audio or the transfer quality. Portrait in Terror, better transfer. Obviously, it's not, they had like the original movie in one piece to work with. Also, hissing, terrible fucking audio. Um, I don't know what it is. It's not just because it's mono, because I mean you can get mono audio tracks on, $5 bin compilations, and they sound better than these movies. I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. What Arrow is doing. Um, but also, Portrait and Terror, very bad audio. Never, never got it in a good place where it sounded good. Bloodbath. I guess. I mean, that's the main deal. That's the feature. That's pretty good. Best transfer out of all four of them, and the audio's decent. It's better. I won't say it's great, but it's better. More bass. I wasn't. My eardrums weren't bleeding after I watched it. Um, but you know, it's probably the worst The two re-edits, Bloodbath and Track of the Vampire, are probably the two worst movies. To be quite frank, especially Track of the Vampire. Ouch. I mean, obvious. Both films, it's obvious they're using different actors in some of the scenes, disguised as the original actors. But it's obvious. They didn't fool anybody. Sorry, Roger. So, the first three movies? Operation Titan was released, I mean, as far as previous releases go, there really aren't many of these films. Operation Titan was released like in Yugoslavia under its original title, Operation Titan. So not subtitled. You can get a Blu-ray or DVD of it, but you're not going to understand it unless you speak Slavic. That might be how you say it. That might be the appropriate title for that, or name for their language. Portrait in Terror was... Portrait in Terror was released. It was released by Alpha Video. Alpha Video. If you collect DVDs, you know. You know what you're getting with Alpha Video. Not a lot. Poor transfers. Very, very budget oriented. They're not bootlegs. Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna need some hot coffee to wash down that belch. Excuse me. Pardon me. I'll be back in a minute. Yeah, so Portrait in Terror. If I'm saying Portrait of Terror, I apologize. I don't know why I'm saying that. Portrait in Terror, Alpha Video release. No special features, I don't believe. Yeah, no special features on that, not to speak of. Unless you count interactive menu and scene selection. That used to be a special feature back in the day. Bloodbath. Oh, I'm sorry. Portrait and Terror, you can get on Alpha Video. Old releases for nothing. I'm sure they're terrible. I haven't seen the quality, but I'm sure they're bad. Also, you can get it on DVR, probably from like Warner Brothers or something. Burn as you order. Don't know the quality of that. It's typically not good. Or, not good. Let's just say that. Bloodbath, I don't think was I could not find a copy of Bloodbath. I would assume that would be on fucking VHS, no? There's no VHS copies of Bloodbath? If somebody knows different, fucking comment on here or YouTube when I post it. But I dug for a while, and I could not find any previous home releases. DVR, once again, you can get it burned. But you don't fucking need to, no. You don't need to. Why would you? Even if, Bloodbath, like I said, is the best quality of the four movies. So if that's what you're looking for, just get the fucking box set. You get the poster, you get the book, you find out the story, the fucking hour and 20-minute documentary. Obviously that's the way to go. Even with the hissing audio, it's pissing me off. Arrow, it's pissing me off with the audio. But don't get me started. Track of the Vampire. That was released. That was released on VHS and DVD. From Madison Entertainment. Both both VHS and DVD from the same company, um, in the same double feature um, with Nightmare Castle, Barbara Steele movie. Awesome flick. So you can get both of those if you want Track of the Vampire. You don't want to watch Track of the Vampire because it's just bloodbath with a bunch of fucking nonsense tacked on that's gonna make you go sleepy times. So you got to go bloodbath if you want the straight thing, or if you're a purist, Operation Titan, which you can get nowhere except for this box set. Quality, notwithstanding, it's the only game in town. If you want copies of these old movies, you got to deal with the hissing audio, I guess. It's not fucking terrible. I mean, it's terrible, but like you can watch the fucking movie. Don't get me wrong. It's not like, but as somebody that enjoys, quality audio and has a good surround sound system that I spent money on, hissing fucking audio, it's like it's just a pet peeve of mine. So maybe you watch it on your fucking flat screen TV through those speakers. You don't even notice. I don't know. I don't know. You can fucking tell through my system. So it's the only game in town, though. So overall, I mean, I enjoyed watching the films, all four of them back to back, like a fucking madman. Um, I enjoyed like the murder mystery aspect of it better, because Bloodbath gets real fucking kind of weird out there, convoluted. I won't spoil it for you, but there's some parts where you're just gonna be like nothing's explained, and guys just morphing between like a human and a vampire, and looks completely different. It's never really addressed, but um, I'd buy it. I'd buy this fucking box set in a heartbeat just for the story. I mean, Arrow, as usual, A+ for thinking outside the box. I hope they do the same thing with the movie Screamers, if I'm saying that right. It's like was originally an Italian movie called like Island of the Fishmen or something like that, and it was a similar thing. Like the movie got hacked all apart and put back together, and they filmed like a trailer for it and put footage in that's not in the film, and then they added the trailer footage to the film because people bitched. Like it's a similar story. I hope they dedicate like a team of people just to putting out box sets for movie productions that were just fucking insane, and just release like all fucking versions of it. A+. I applaud Arrow for doing that. Awesome. Some of the execution could be better. The audio was a problem for me on the first two films. If you're looking for like to 2K restorations that are gonna blow you the fuck away, they're none of the transfers are amazing. They're not. I don't know if it's the source material or what, but just transfer and audio combined for the movies themselves. I'm not giving them an A for that. It could be a lot better. But they're telling this story. They're preserving the history of this movie. So A fucking plus. Go fucking buy it if you wanna like get a fucking kick out of like Corman scrounging back in the day when poster art was more important than fucking content. It's beautiful. I have a raging hard on just thinking about it. So yeah, go get it. I recommend it marginally. marginal recommendation. There are issues, but horror ain't pretty, man. Bootlegs, fucking 50th generation VHS bootlegs. You want to see the shit, you gotta do what you gotta do. And you gotta put up with some hissing audio every once in a while if you want to see original movies that are kind of lost. And that's the case here. It's not beautiful, it's not fucking stellar, but the transfers are passable, and you'll get to see them when before Arrow, you wouldn't have got a chance. So go buy it. I recommend it with a caveat. And that's the end of my review on 2 fucking parts. Thank you, Facebook, for crashing. And just a quick fucking rant, if I may. Just because John Carpenter is executive producing the new fucking Halloween movie, that dude hasn't made a good movie since In the Mouth of Madness. I fucking love John Carpenter, but his last string of fucking movies were not fucking great. And if you've seen The Ward, you should not have fucking high expectations for like how much he's going to affect the output of this movie and make it great. Because he's an old man and you lose your inspiration. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hi, Mike. I was thinking about coming up to see you this weekend. That's Grindhouse Mike. If you're looking for old movies, speaking of movies that are out of print, go to fucking Grindhouse Video on Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa. It's outstanding. Outstanding. He probably has copies of fucking Track of the Vampire. Maybe. I don't fucking know. But if you tell him that you're looking for it, he'll ignore you. He won't remember. But if you go there and he has it, he'll sell it to you. That's the kind of guy he is. Outstanding. And you can pre-order all this shit too. I bet his description of the movie is not incorrect like it is on Amazon. I don't know. Alright, Michael. Thanks for stopping by. I might come up this weekend. You've been forewarned. Get a stool ready for my wife. Until then, until my next review, get the fuck out of my house.